Welcome to Maths ARC classes. So this channel is dedicated to mathematics and it covers mostly the class 11th and 12th topics of the boards CBSE board, ICSE board and different states boards of India. Now, if you are in other parts of the world, definitely these topics would be covered in mathematics pre-college courses. Hence, so most of the part of the world, these courses should be applicable. So we have started matrices, and in the first session, this is the second session. In first session, we had covered some few topics of matrices, and uh, I had thought to have the revision for that in the last session at the end of the session, but then somehow that wasn't possible in the last session. So we should first start with the revision of the matrices and then we'll proceed further. So first of all, um, there was one introduction, the real life example of where all places we could use the matrices, the actual data that is provided in this table, that is actually the matrix, and the horizontal elements are called the row and vertical ones are called columns. Moving on to the definition of matrix, mathematical definition. So it is an ordered rectangular table of numbers or functions. And the numbers could be complex number or real numbers. And it is denoted by rectangular brackets or curved brackets. The contents of the matrix are called the elements. So each of these are called elements or entries of the matrix. Now we have the same things applies over here. The horizontal lines, the elements all over the horizontal line is called row 1. So it is row 1 elements. Similarly row 2 element, and likewise we have the column 1 elements over here, the vertical line, and column 2, and such that likewise it is column n. And here we have m cross n, that is the order of the matrix, and that contains the m number of rows and n number of columns. The content of a matrix has a subscript and it has a significance. The first part of the subscript tells us about the number, the row number. The second part is the column number. So A23 means it is an element in the second row, third column. A35 means element in the third row, fifth column. The short notation is Aij m cross n. Type of matrices: just one column and it is called column matrix. Just one row, it is called row matrix. Same number of rows, same number of columns, then it is called square matrix. If the square matrix has non-diagonal elements as 0, this is the diagonal, so non-diagonal elements are these. So if these are equal to 0 and the diagonal elements are 0 or non-zero, that is up to the person who gives the definition for the matrix. So then it is called a diagonal matrix. Then we have trace of A. Trace of A is the sum of all the diagonal elements. Identity matrix, it is a square matrix, all the diagonal elements is equal to 1. Scalar matrix, all the diagonal elements are equal, whatever be the number. Non-diagonal elements are of course 0 over here. So if you see here in the example, it is given 7 for each of them. Zero matrix, all the elements are equal to 0. It is also called null matrix, and it could be a square matrix or a non-square matrix. Equality of matrices: two matrices are said to be equal if they have the same order and the corresponding elements are equal. So here they are of the same order, 2 cross 2, 2 by 2 each, and the corresponding elements should be equal. Then we looked into few questions. Then we moved on to the operation on matrices. we talked about how addition of matrices is defined. So addition of matrices is defined only when the two matrices are of the same order. So here in the example we had the two matrices which are of the order 2 cross 3, 2 by 3, and we need to add the corresponding elements. Just the corresponding elements are added and we get the result. Then multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. So the matrix is A and we multiply it with 2. 2 is the scalar number. Then each of the elements would be multiplied with this scalar quantity. So 3 multiplied by 2, 1 multiplied by 2, 4 with 2, 2 by 2, and 1 by 2, I by 2. So we get the result. Then we moved on, we did some question which are from the CBSE board. These are actually very conceptual question, and hence one who is not from CBSE board should also look into this questions very carefully. And for CBSE kids, they know that we are able to solve few of the question which have already come in the last years. So this gives them the confidence. So this question is also from CBSE 2019. Then properties of matrix addition. It follows it satisfies the commutative law, the associative law, the existence of additive identity. Zero matrix is the additive identity. Additive inverse is minus A. So hope you had liked the session 1, and do share your comments on the contents and like or dislike the video. Your comments, your feedback would help us improve on the things which we are missing, and also motivate us to do well, continue doing well. So do share your comments positively. Also do subscribe to the YouTube channel Maths Arc to get the notification. So whenever you subscribe, you get the notification when a new video is uploaded. Now coming back to the matrices. Multiplication of matrices. How matrix multiplication is defined. So the product of two matrices A and B is only defined if the number of columns of first matrix is equal to number of rows of second matrix. Otherwise, if this condition is not met, then the two matrix cannot be multiplied and we won't be able to get the product. Let's now jump to the example, because that would be much easier way to understand the concept of matrix multiplication. So here A is this general matrix, B is this general matrix. Now we need to find the product AB. So first of all, the thing that we learned is the number of rows, the number of columns of first matrix should be equal to number of column of second matrix. So let's just look into the things here. Here it is 2 and here also is 2. So the first condition matches, that is the number of columns of first matrix is equal to number of rows of second matrix. So this product is defined. Now what would be the result of what would be the order of the resultant matrix? That is given by this part. So 2 cross 3 is the order of the resultant matrix. Now let's just have the resultant matrix defined to be C. It is a matrix which is the result, and let's call it C. So C is like it is of the order 2 cross 3. So just we have few of the elements. These would be the element over here. These are generalized elements. Now if we talk about how do we multiply, so C11 it would be like this first row and multiplied with first column and then added. So C11 would be A11, the first element from here should be multiplied with first element from here, then second element from here should be multiplied with second element from here. So, and then these two would be added. So here what we get, A11 into B11, A11 into B11, then plus A12 into B21. Okay, it may seem, it may not sink in at the first time, but then if you just focus, then it is very easy. So this way you need to travel, and in the second matrix in the column way. Okay, so if you need to find what would be the second part, then it would be a first row second column element of the resultant matrix. Then it would be the multiplication thing would be done with first row second column, first row second column. So A11 would be multiplied with B12, and the second element would be multiplied with second element of second thing, that is A12 into B22, and these two should be added, A11 B12 plus A12 B22. So there is one a trick which is very easy to remember. If you just look carefully into this resultant matrix, then whichever element you need to find, for example, if you need to find C21, what you do is just check for which is the row number is 2, column number is 1. So this row, second row of first element would be multiplied with first column of second matrix. So C21 would be A21 into B11 plus A22 into B21. That is what we have written over here, A21 into B11 plus A22 into B21. So this way you can find any of the resultant matrix. For example, C23. How do we find C23? Just see, it is second row third column. So what we need to do, we need to multiply second row of first matrix with third column of second matrix, that is A21 multiplied by B13, and then we add it to the product of A22 and B23. So that is what we have written over here. So if we just look into, if we just focus into, then it would sink into, it would take a while. Of course, matrix multiplication is a bit complex thing as compared to what we looked into in earlier classes. So but if we focus on, the things would just settle in. Just let's look at one more time. So first of all, the two matrix would be the multiplication of two matrix would be defined if we have the column is of first matrix is equal to the row number of second matrix. So these are two each, hence the product is defined, AB is defined. Now what would be the order of resultant matrix? It is given by these two things. It is 2 cross 3. So 2 cross 3 would be the order. Now if we just take an resultant matrix C23, it is a generalized matrix. It doesn't contain any of the specific element, it just have the subscript given. Now we know that the first row first column thing is written as first 11 C11, subscript is C11, and similarly for each of them. Now whatever resultant matrix, which element you want to find out, for example, if you want to find out C13, what we need to do is 1 is the column, 1 is the row, 3 is the column. So 1 first row from first matrix and third column from second matrix would give us the result, and we need to the product would be of the first element with first element of this matrix, and then add it to second element of this first matrix with second element of second matrix. So this would give us A11 into A11 into B13 and A12 into B23. That is what we get. Hope this part is clear. And if we look into it, what uh, it shows symbolically, then uh, let's just look into A is of order m cross n, and B is of order n cross p. Then the resultant order would be m cross p. That is what is written. And how do we get this part, the CIK? It is given by multiplying each of the numbers of the two matrices and then summing it up. That's what we talked about. And from the example, it is very clear. Now let's try to look into one question. So that would let you settle, the things would get settled, the multiplication part would get settled in easy way. So the question says that there are two matrices defined, the order is actually defined for each of the matrices, and we need to see if these two matrices multiplication is defined or not. If the multiplication is defined for these two matrices, then we need to find the order of the resultant product matrix. It would be good if you can just try it for yourself. Just take the snapshot, pause the video, and start with the question, solving this question yourself. If we are able to solve that, then that would help you grow in confidence. So I would suggest each one of you to just pause the video and try it yourself. I would be giving you the solution for it, so you can just cross check after that. Now for first question, the order is 3 cross 3 for first one, and for second it is 2 cross 3. So this part and this part, are they equal? No, not equal. So it is not defined, so here we can't define. Okay, second one, a order is 3 cross 3 and the second one order is 3 cross 2. So what do we see over here? These two are equal. The number of columns of first matrix is equal to number of rows of second matrix. Then what would be the order of resultant matrix? Order would be defined to be this one, that is 3 cross 2. Now for third matrix, what do we have? 4 cross 3, and then the order of second matrix is 3 cross 1. So these two are equal. Then the order is 4 cross 1. So here 4 cross 1 is the order of this matrix. Now let's move to fourth example. What does it say? 2 cross 2, and then the second one is 3 cross 3. So are these two equal? No. So this one would also be not defined. Now fifth question, it says that the order is 1 cross 3 and the second one is 3 cross 2. So these two are equal, and then hence the order of resultant matrix would be 1 cross 2. So if just check the solution, and if you have been able to do most of them correct, then just pat your back. You have done a good thing. You have moved a step forward toward understanding the matrices, and that would boost your confidence. Let's just check. Multiplication of AB is not possible. 1 and 4 not possible, and that is what we have done. 1 and 4 not possible. Now if we move on to the example, next example, then this is our example. This is one real life example, what we see in our daily life. So a child A, there are two childs and child A demands these things, these items: 3 chips, 2 muffins, 1 biscuits. There is another child, child B, who wants 2 chips, 1 muffins and 2 biscuits. If the cost of each of the things is given, like cost of chips is rupees 10, muffins 20, biscuit rupees 5. So the this information is captured over here. So what we need to find is cost of the demands of each child. What would each child demands, what would be the cost for that? And you have to use matrices to solve the problem. So what we can do is, first of all, we just represent this information in matrix form. Let's just say child A B information, and then the things that he wants: chips, muffins and biscuits. Number of chips for child A 3, 2, 1. Number of things that child B requires is 2, 1, 2. Okay, and next we take another table which provides us the rate. So what we need to check here is the order of the things which are provided over here. For example, the chips, muffins and biscuit, it is in this order that we have written over here. So we should write the column wise thing over here in the same order. Chip should come first, muffins second, biscuit third. That is, whatever order is given over here, that order should be followed. So this order here should be followed here as well. Okay, so now we have represented these things, and if we just try to multiply the two things, then we get the result. So here whatever was given, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that is what the information from this table we have taken. Now from the other table, what is given, 10, 20 and 5, so we have written it over here. Now let's just check if the matrix multiplication is possible here or not. So the order here is 2 cross 3, okay, and here it is 3 cross 1, because there are 3 columns. No, 3 columns, 3 rows and just 1 column, so it should be 3 cross 1. Now these two things are equal. The column here is equal to the row number over here, so these two are equal, so the order would be of the resultant would be 2 cross 1. Okay, now how do we multiply? First row with first column, there is just one column over here, so first row, first column, then the second element would be second row, second column. That's what we have done. 3 cross 10 plus 2 cross 20 plus 1 cross 5, that is what we have written over here, and similarly for the second row. Now if we add these two, we get the result 75 and 60. So this is what is the cost of A's demand, and this is for B's demand. Okay, so this is how we are able to solve through matrices. Some real life example. I hope this makes sense to you. Now we move on to next topic, which is the properties of multiplication of matrices. We have learned about the multiplication. Now we need to understand what all properties are there for this multiplication thing. Now the associative law is followed over here. That is, if we have if we multiply B C first and then A is multiplied to it, that is equal to if we multiply AB first and then multiply it to C. So just the ordering is different over here. BC is multiplied first and then to A. Here AB is multiplied first and then C is multiplied to it, so that would be equal. So this is the one of the rules which would be followed for any of the matrices. When we multiply any of the matrices, then this rule will be followed. You may be wondering if commutative law is followed or not. So for those uh, we would be saying that commutative law is not satisfied. So in general, AB is not equal to A multiplied by B is not equal to BA in general. Of course, in few exception cases, it may be equal, but then that is not a rule. But for these are the properties which is mentioned over here. These are the rule that these would be followed for any matrix you can take, any general matrix you take, and then these rules would be followed. Okay. So the second property that we have is the distributive law. Distributive law says that there is b plus c, the addition is defined, and then if we multiply a, then as in real number, if we open the bracket, what do we get? The AB is there, AB, and then we have this plus sign, and then it is AC product. So this is how we that distributive law is also satisfied as in real number for matrices as well, for any of the matrix. So here we have A plus B is inside, and then C is C product is outside, then AC plus BC. If we remove the bracket, then AC plus BC. Okay. So this law is also satisfied by the multiplication of matrices. Now, existence of multiplicative identity. What was the additive identity, if you remember? It was the zero matrix. Zero matrix was the additive identity. Now let's see what is multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity is one matrix which satisfies this rule. IA is equal to AI is equal to A. So whatever you multiply, whichever matrix you multiply to this matrix, that shouldn't change, that it would be equal to A. The result would be equal to A. So that matrix is identity matrix over here. Identity matrix satisfies this rule. Hence, identity matrix is the multiplicative identity for multiplication of matrices. So I hope you remember this identity matrix. The non-diagonal elements are 0. The diagonal elements is equal to 1. Each of the diagonal element is equal to 1. Okay. So these are the properties. If we remember the addition part, there was one more property that was defined over there, and that was additive inverse. And here we don't see any of the multiplicative inverse. So a few of you may be wondering about that. So if you are wondering about that, you are going in the right direction, because that also we need to look into. That also should be covered, but just be patient a bit, and to understand that we would require to have there are few other requisites, and once we look into those new terms, then only we will be moving on to multiplicative inverse. So just stay tuned and you will be able to find that as well. Now we have one more question now, based on whatever understanding we have. Just to test our knowledge, we have this question, and this was one of the questions from CBSE board 2017 of the 12th board. So what it says is one matrix is multiplied with the other matrix A, and this is the result. Then we need to find the matrix A. So again, I would request each of you just to pause the video and then try it yourself. Of course, we will be solving it for you, and then you can just check your result. So solution, how do we proceed on that? Let's just check. So you can just you can start your pause the video and then start solving. So I hope many of us must have been able to solve this. So let's just have let's try what how do we proceed with this. So first of all, um, I would state what all things how I would go about it. So just look at this matrix. This matrix is 3 rows, so that is 3 and by and 2 columns, that is 3 cross 2. 3 by 2 is the order for this matrix. Now let's just assume m by n to be the order of A, and the result is this is the order of this given matrix. The order of, let's assume it to be order of A, and the result is 1 2 3 3 by 2, that is the resultant product matrix is 3 by 2. So first of all, let's try to find the order of A. What would be the order of A? And the product of these two is defined only if these two are equal. That means order of A, the number of rows of A should be 2. Now this is what we get if order is defined. If order if the order, if AB is to be defined, then the order of resultant matrix would be given by this part, 3 cross n, and here what we have, 3 cross n, so 2, n should be equal to 2, so 2 cross 2 is the order of A. So first let's understand how to find the order. If we are now sure about the order, then we can proceed forward. Now we have the order is 2 cross 2, so let's just write what all things is given. 2 and minus 1, here 1 0 minus 3 and 4. Okay, so this is our matrix that is given, and then what we can take, A is of order 2 cross 2, that means just take A, B, C, D, or also you can take whatever you like, A11, A12, and that way also. And what it is the LHS part that we have started. So what is LHS equal to? Okay, so what would that be equal to? 2A minus C. Just see, 2A and minus C. So first one would be 2A minus C. This is what we get. Then 1 2 element 1 2 would be 2B and minus 1 into D, that is 2B minus D. This is what we get over here, 2B minus D. Now the second row first element, that means second row multiplied with first over here. What do we get? A and then plus 0, that is A. And then next element, A in 1 into B plus 0 into D, that means B. So here we get B. Now what would be the third row first element? Minus 3 into A plus 4C, that is minus 3A plus 4C. Okay, and what would be the last element? Minus 3B plus 4d minus 3b plus 4d. Okay, so this is what we get. If this is same, then what do we get? If we look into the matrix, the resultant matrix, this first of all what we see is a and b is given, so a should be equal to 1, then only this these two matrices can be equal, the resultant matrix over here and this matrix over here. So that is what we get. A is equal to 1 we get. Now the second thing over here, b, what is the value of b? Minus 2. B is equal to minus 2. Then what do we get? The other equations, we will be getting few other equations, so that would be 2a minus c is equal to, this would be equal to, here we have minus 1. Okay, so 2a minus c is equal to minus 1. And the fourth equation, what do we get? 2b minus d is equal to 2. So these, with this equation, I think we will be able to solve it. Or even you can take these equations as well. Minus 3a plus 4c is equal to 9, and minus 3b plus 4d is equal to minus 18. Even you would be able to solve from those as well. But let's think about, let's just use this equation to solve it. Now what do we get? 2a minus c is equal to 2 minus c is equal to minus 1. This is minus 1 over here, implies, what does that imply? C is equal to, just take c to the right hand side, what do we get? 2 and minus 1 here, 2 plus 1, that is 3. C is equal to 3. Now 2b minus d is equal to 2. Okay, and just substitute 2, b is minus 2, 2 into minus 2 minus d is equal to 2. That means minus 4 over here, and then minus 2 from here is equal to d, implies d is equal to minus 6. So this is what we get. A, b is equal to minus 2, c is equal to 3, and d is equal to minus 6. So this is our matrix A, what we needed to find out. A is equal to, these are the four things. A is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2, c is equal to 3, and then d is equal to minus 6. Okay, let's just see. You can just verify this equation, minus 3a plus 4c, if it put, then that should be equal to whatever was given over here. Let's just check for that. Minus 3a, that means minus 3, a is equal to 1, plus 4c, what is c? C is equal to 3. 4, 3, 12, 12 minus 3, that is 9. So the third row, first column element should be 9, and that is what we get over here. Now minus 3b means minus 3 into minus 2, that is 6, plus 4d, d is equal to minus 6, so minus 24, and then here we get 6, minus 24 plus 6 is equal to minus 18, and that's what we get over here. So this is, we have been able to now find a, b, c, d value for each of them. A is equal to, the matrix A is equal to a minus 2, 3 minus 6. So this was the answer for this question, and if you have been able to solve this correctly, then again pat your back. Don't pat it too hard, it's your back afterwards, and it has to solve many more such problems. So just that would boost your confidence that you have done something well. And if you haven't been able to solve, don't worry, just practice a bit more and you will be able to able to solve these quite easily. Now let's move on to next part. Next, what we could see is transpose of a matrix. So what does transpose of a matrix mean? So transpose of a matrix. Transpose of a matrix, let's talk about one of the generic matrix of order m cross n. Then the matrix obtained by interchanging rows and columns is called transpose. So this is one of the matrix. Let's just take this example, and we need to find the transpose of A. Transpose of A is denoted by A dash or A T. Okay, and we just need to interchange the row and column. So whatever, this one is one of the columns, and we need to make it first column, change it to first row. So what we get, 3 4 5, 3 4 5 in first row. Then whatever is in second column, we need to make it second row, 2 9 11. So 2 9 11 is the second row. So this is what we need to do with transpose. Just change the row to column and then things are done. So if it is of order 3 cross 2, 3 by 2, and it would become 2 by 3. That the order would inverse. Okay, so this should be pretty straightforward. After this the complex thing, matrix multiplication, this should be pretty straightforward now. So properties of transpose of a matrix. Let's just look into few other properties. A dash A the transpose of A transpose is equal to A. Just assume that transpose get cancelled out. If you think over it, A transpose, interchanging the rows into columns, and then again you interchange the rows to column, then what do we get? You get the original matrix. That is what this properties say. Now second one is when we multiply a scalar with the matrix, that is Ka, and we need to find the transpose of that. K, it is a scalar, it won't be affected by this transpose. So when we remove the bracket, K comes out safely, is the same as it was, and A has this transpose thing. So K A transpose is equal to K, same as it is, and A dash. And third property is A plus B transpose is equal to A transpose. Each of them gets transpose, A transpose plus B transpose. Then AB, the product of AB transpose, and that is equal to, just note that it isn't A transpose B transpose. The order is changed. First comes B transpose and then comes A transpose. So here we need to note this down, that A B transpose is, the ordering here changes. It is B transpose A transpose, not A transpose B transpose. So this thing need to be remembered. With this we come to end of this session, and before we end this session, I would again request you to share your comments and on the contents and like this video. Do subscribe to the Maths Arc channel and do share it with your friends. Okay, so before we end, what we can do is we can just have a revision of what all things we learned today. So what we learned today was, we started from here, multiplication of matrix. So multiplication of matrix, it is defined only when the number of columns of first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. Then only the matrix multiplication is defined. Okay, and how do we multiply? The first row elements are multiplied with first column to get the element, first row first column element, and likewise for any of the element, for any generic element. For example, if we take C21, then what we need to do is multiply second row element of first matrix, second row element of first matrix with first column element of second matrix, that is A21 into B11 and A22 plus B21. So this way the row thing would be multiplied with the column elements to get whatever generic part you need to find out. So C21, so let's take one more example, C23, that means second row of first element multiplied with third column. So this multiplied with third column, second row with third column, and we get the product A21 into B13 plus A22 plus B23. So hopefully it should have been synced in your mind by now. So it is not very difficult, but just you need to focus a bit. Then we did some exercise to understand it better. Then there was one real life example of how we can use the matrices. Then we learned about the properties of multiplication of matrices. The associative law is followed over here, but commutative law is not followed. The distributive law is followed, just removing the bracket and let the inside things come out, that is A B plus C is equal to A B plus AC. Similarly, we found out about multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity, I is the multiplicative identity matrix, that is an identity matrix. We remember it is the diagonal element is equal to 1, the other element, non-diagonal elements, are equal to 0. Then we solved few problems. Then we came to transpose of a matrix. So transpose is nothing but it is just interchanging the rows to column and columns to rows. So this was pretty simple example, and then we jumped on to the properties of transpose of a matrix. Okay, so this was all from our end today, and what we have tried to inculcate here is just brought in the pre-written things at places where theory is there, so that you are able to look into it and then you should be able to understand it much more clearly. I tried to explain you, and then you look into the theory part as well with your own eyes, and then it is much easier for your brain to understand that thing, and it would remain in your brain for much longer. That is why few pre-written things are provided to you. Also, for the few of the questions, what we do is we just bring in the question and then try to solve it here, so that it is required. We could have also done it, we could also have brought the solution pre-written, but then the intent here is to even give you an insight of how to think, how to approach a problem, so that it is very beneficial to you. Once you know how to approach a problem, then you would be able to solve independently many of the problems. So that is why the approach is tried to be taught to you, so that you become independent and you would be able to solve the problems easily. Once you leave the this video, once you end this video, after that I hope you are working on that part, that you should be revising from your textbook. Once you revise from your textbook, it will be very easier for you, and it will and your mind will be able to retain it for a longer time. And in the last, do subscribe to MathArc channel, YouTube channel, and also share it with your friends. Do share your feedback as well. So with that note, see you in next session, and bye for now. Thanks for watching the video.